All right, we are live. So today I'm talking to probably the smartest real estate person I've ever known, honestly. And she definitely changed my life, and I think she can help a lot of people change their lives. Of course, I'm talking about my wife, Amanda Hurd.
I could continue to hear that every day.
Yeah. So anyway, we were brought eXp, gosh, what, 3 years ago?
Yes, almost to the date. Yes.
Yeah, 3 years ago. A good friend of ours kept bringing it to us. Well, actually, 3 years and 8 months ago. So, and he brought it to us, and we said no forever. We had an independent brokerage. We were making $2 million in commission a year, selling $60 million in homes. And we worked hard to build our brokerage, our team brokerage, our name. So eventually you convinced me to say yes, because I wasn't sure. And I was still doing a ton of listings, working the listing side, and you were running the brokerage. So tell us, why did we finally decide to go to eXp? And why did we say no at first?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me start with the no. And the no was about an 8-month time frame, but the no was several things. I think initially it was, we've worked so incredibly hard, blood, sweat, and tears to create our independent brokerage. And we were in a place where we were feeling like, hey, we were actually getting there, right? So pride, I would say, is one that comes to mind. Two, the finances, right? Because how could it even make sense to go anywhere else except to, keep our independent brokerage? So it was kind of a no. And I think this is, normal for most of us. It's a no without thinking it through at first. It's just oh no, I ain't got time for that. I don't even want to think it through. It's no, I'm too busy. Like Rodney said, he was doing listings. I was managing several people at that. I think we were up to 12 agents at that time. And it was like, no, this is rocking and rolling. Just, no. So it kept coming back. And finally I slowed down. And I think you did too, somewhere along the way there. We both kind of took turns slowing down to look at it. And once we could get past the pride, the ego, and get out of our own way. I think we were in our own way. Once we thought it through and truly looked at the numbers, I'm like, we can do this. The potential is so big. We were so short-sighted at first, very, very short-sighted. So then we took a step back, or up, I guess, and looked at it from that 30,000 foot view and challenged ourselves to look at it differently. And that's when it started clicking. And, the potential was big. The other piece too is, we wanted to grow as an independent broker, and that's very localized. That's a very local reach. And unless you're going to, pound off to another state, get that brick and mortar at the time, right? That was our only option. Find someone to be a managing broker and have that trust relationship long distance. It just wasn't the same even a few years ago. So in our minds, that's what we were thinking. And like Rodney said, it was 2018, 3 years ago. So it seems like forever ago now, for a long time ago. But it's something that we brought to our team, and, we let them know, hey, this is bigger than anything Rodney and Amanda Hurd could offer you, right? I mean, we were having fun. Our culture's amazing. Our team's amazing. But at the same time, to even profit share or rev share was a big task. And we just didn't have enough, even with over 2 million in commissions coming in, to make it any significant piece to share, right? It wasn't significant enough to matter, to be that big of a deal. So when we rolled that out and we realized, wow, we could all be on the same playing field. We can all be owners together and truly grow this together. Because our focus, Rodney and I always wanted to lift others up. Once we realized, hey, we've got this team thing going, we have all these leads, it was like, okay, how can we bring others in and create a livelihood for them and service our clients along the way? So that's where it finally hit us. And it was like, duh. However, eXp wasn't as known as it is today. When we joined, we were just under 10,000 agents. And we were the first what we call mega team in EXP lingo, to onboard within their enterprise system, which was an automated system. It still is today. And now it's seamless. At that time, it was a little clunky. But with any change, when you're out of your comfort zone, it's going to be a little painful. And that's how I prepped everybody on our team. So that was kind of what got us from the no to the, okay, yeah, let's do this. Let's jump in.
But if I remember right, they were excited right away. They were like, wait, we get ownership, we get some stock options. We didn't really have to sell them too much on it because we decided we were going to bring it to our team first and see what they thought about it. And they loved it.
They did. And I think one key thing that, our communication is always transparent, and we let them know along the way, hey, we've been presented an opportunity. So during the months of the no's and we even flew out to one of their events in Las Vegas. We let everyone know on our team, hey, we're looking into this. It might be something we do, it might not, but we'll bring it back to you once we're a little further down the road. So I think that always helps to be fully transparent. So their excitement was probably a little quicker maybe than some people. Yeah, absolutely. They were ready to go.
Well, you were managing and running, you were basically running the brokerage. I was tied up in listings at the time. So how did that help you? I mean, you got some huge leverage from joining eXp, correct?
Yes, that for me, and I think I remember saying to you somewhere along the way, because when you are an independent broker, you wear a lot of hats, and it's a weight. Some days it's a heavy weight when there's a lot of negativity, mutual releases, deals falling apart, agents having moments. Some days it can be a weight. So I remember sitting back when we were, looking at it with a longer term vision, right? A bigger vision, and saying, you know what, Rodney, this is the only way I could ever see being leveraged quickly. Right. And in my mind, quickly was 5 years. I was thinking 5 years. But the leverage piece for me is huge because I think when you build something, you want to eventually get leveraged, right? That's the entire goal of ownership, being an owner, not just an entrepreneur, right? Getting to that ownership piece. So for me, leverage was key. And eXp has significantly changed my life as far as leverage goes. And it happened very quickly. I went from not wearing, if I had all my hats here, one would say IT, that was not my favorite, but I somehow became the IT person. And literally, I can remember the first day and I screamed. And if the guys were here that were there that day would tell you, there was a onboarding question that one of the guys had for me. And I'm like, gosh, I don't know. Let me jump in the world and see. So I jumped in the world, got in line. There was like 2 people in front of me, waited maybe 3 minutes and asked the question. And he logged into my computer and fixed it. And I literally was like, are you kidding me? I was elated. So that was like a moment for me where a light bulb went off and I'm like, wow, this is going to work, because there's always a little, you jump in something, and eXp, I mean, clearly guys, and we can sit down with any of you and explain this. This is very low risk, high reward, right? And that was another piece, if I could backtrack a little bit, that we're finally like, yeah, this is low risk, high reward. Why would we not jump in on this, right? So that piece right there, even when you jump, you're still looking for those signs, your first 30, 60, 90 days, like, oh, have we made the right decision? And that for me was an amazing moment. So leverage today is leveraged from writing checks, leveraged from figuring out commissions, leveraged from managing the transaction when needed, leveraged from signing, leveraged from dealing with the mutual releases in this market. I mean, I could go on and on. And what that allows me to do is really focus on the agent's growth, right? And coaching the agents so that they are offering world-class service and negotiating for our buyers and sellers to the best of their ability so that they know we have their back. So that allows me to grow others and focus on that, which is really where I like to live. That feeds me. The operation piece really kind of can be a buzzkill a little bit if you're not an operations person. Operations isn't necessarily anything I had longed to do, but it's very necessary and for a team of this size to continue to be a well-oiled machine. It was necessary. So you've got to have the sales, but you have to have the staff and the operations to support that. So that was kind of the role I got in, and I'm happy to be on the other side of that and leveraged from most of it and be able to focus on our agents.
Well, I remember we said, well, let's give it 6 months, and if we don't like it, I mean, what's worse? We just go back to being independent. And I'm sitting there doing listings, and you had brought to my attention that, hey, you should check out our rev share. So I didn't even know how it worked or what. I mean, I knew that we'd attracted a few people. As soon as we joined, people came and started asking us about it. And so a few people signed up. But our main focus at first, at least for me, wasn't recruiting. Yet was 4 or 5 months into it, maybe even sooner than that. We had rev share checks, and pretty sizable rev share checks, and I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. So
you ignored me, if you want to be transparent to everyone. And when I came in to tell you, I think I have a witness too. Colin was in the room. You were like, no, I'm busy. You know, he like totally like poo-pooed me the husband wife thing away. And I said, no, really, when you get a chance, check it out. And then he comes, I want to say maybe before I left, before I got too far away, you were like, hey, how do I even check that? Right? I mean, do you remember that part? Yeah. And it was still summer. So I want to say it was a couple months. But we were very fortunate that enough people decided it was low risk, high reward with us. And we had a pretty decent sized group to come over, you know, even in the beginning. So it's nice, you know, that we had that. And I'm sure everyone had doubts along the way. It was so new. There were less than 10,000 agents. I mean, that's blazing a trail, right? And it was a rocket ship, it was like a freight train, you know, going so fast for so many months. I feel like we've got our feet underneath us now, but for a long time, yeah, it was a little bit of a bumpy ride, but it was like, you know, you believed in it because it just felt so amazing. And then you're getting that ownership piece, which we didn't want to let go of. So it was more of a lateral move as far as ownership goes. And it was such an improvement on leverage for me. Yeah.
And we even got a chance to check out the online world, look at the classes. And so it took some of it, and you're a coach, but it actually took some of the training off of you too, because there's over 50 hours of classes every week in the world, where other agents from all around the country doing even more and better things than we are. So
right.
Selling 700 to 1,000 homes a year, and they're getting on and teaching classes and telling other people how they did it. I just couldn't find. We didn't see that in our when we first worked together at Remax. In fact, hardly anybody would help you out. I mean, it's pretty.
Those were different days, right? That was a dog world for sure. Yeah, no, I'm glad you reminded me of that. So training, yes. Live education. So we do have on-demand and self-help. However, we have over 50 hours each week of live training. And what that means for you is that you're talking to and sitting in can interact with agents like ourselves. And then like Rodney said, even selling more real estate than us, that have been there, done that, and can share with you and will share everything with you. The collaboration with eXp because of the ownership is astounding. And I still am surprised every day at such the willingness from the people that are doing 100 million in real estate, right? That will just share their listing presentation, what they do at an open house, business planning, you know, knowing your numbers. So we have at eXp, there's an icon award, which is for top producers. And there's an icon series that it's only icons teaching. So if you're entry level, we have fast start. If you're wanting to go to that next level, you can be learning from, you know, an icon every day in eXp world, sometimes twice a day. So that part is amazing because for me, it is, I can put my touch still on the training, but I can also plug every agent into looking at things differently. And with eXp being global, it's a way to really network and understand different markets as well. And what we can pick up, maybe a tip here and there, you know, how they're doing it in other markets. We're also licensed in Florida, so it's very interesting to me how different 2 states can be.
Well, speaking of Florida, so 3 years later, how happy are we that we decided to go ahead and take that chance and join EXP. Which, looking back on it, it was never any chance to it. It was an amazing opportunity, and it's really paid out. Now we've got a place in Florida that we go to in the winter, and we've had stock returns that were beyond my biggest imagination. So it's been amazing.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like, you know, you do only live once. Life is short. And I think what eXp has taught me, among other events in my life, is that live now, and we can live now, because we're in, many other states across the country with other agents we're teamed with and our business partners. It just makes it so much easier. The reach creates leverage, the reach creates freedom, and that allows you to live life now and get rid of that, which I think you and I always had that mindset. I didn't even know what retirement was. I still won't. I mean, I'm always going to be participating actively. I don't know how to do anything else. But if you did always have that kind of mindset where, you were going to retire as an agent, then, what was your exit strategy? And eXp allows for that if you want to just, completely call it quits. Now, we've weaned our way out of most production. We have our investors that we work with and wholesalers, Rodney and I personally. And then, when we're in Florida, we clearly have referrals. But here we let our indie team, rock it out. They're dedicated, passionate, and they serve with their heart. So that's something too that we've been able to do a lot quicker. I had said 5 years, in less than 3. Actually, it was just over 2 when we really got to feel that compounding effect of ownership and rev share.
So we are what Keller Williams would say, way past 8th level. Is that right? So
isn't it 7th level?
Yeah, that's why I added level, because I never imagined what my 7th level would look like. So.
I gotcha. Yeah, that MREA book, and that's the book we built our team on. So yeah, we always have to give props to that.
Yes.
For sure.
What would your suggestion be to anyone thinking about eXp right now, knowing how much it's changed our lives, looking at it for the first time? What would you tell somebody looking at it for the first time?
I would say have an open mind, listen, find out for yourself where your business is. Think about your own business. Think about if you have pain points. Think about what you enjoy, right? And where does eXp fit in? Because I think it is for everyone. I know it is. It's just sometimes timing, right? And if you keep an open mind and you stay in curiosity, you're going to open doors to opportunities throughout your entire life, not just switching companies. But eXp creates a culture that is collaborative. It is uplifting. It is positive. It is everything you've heard and then some. There is no, and any time you change things, yes, there's going to be a few pain points. Change is getting out of your comfort zone. So no matter whether you went to a franchise or an independent broker, it's change. It's going to be slightly painful. Embrace the pain and make the change. That's what I always say. And eXp too, if you need to kind of look at it financially speaking, the ownership allows us to be all financially invested in each other. So your growth is our growth. The agents in California, Ohio, Tennessee that aren't even in our specific organization, our interest is in their growth. So we have one common goal, and that is to see eXp grow and grow and grow. So if you come into this world, we are invested in seeing you grow, no matter what that path is. It could be still sell a couple million homes a year, or maybe you want to go from 2 million to 8 million to 10 million and then some. Maybe you want a team. Maybe you just want to build a big organization and you are interested in just agent attraction. So I say research, get with us. I mean, I am going to be transparent. If it's a fit, great. If it's not, that's fine too. It has to be a fit. It has to feel good. I just want to make sure everyone out there understands everything eXp has to offer, because I know there's a lot of YouTube, there's a lot of conversations that maybe happened 2-3 years ago that just weren't that accurate because it was so new, and we've had some changes, and it's better, and it's growing like crazy. I mean, are we in 13, almost 14 countries now, aside from the United States? So it's pretty exciting, guys. And I would just say, reach out. Let's have an honest, transparent conversation. If it's a fit, great. And again, if it's not, that's okay too. I'll still coach you. That's just what I love to do. I can't say no.
Speaking of coaching, we are directly, our partners is Jeff Williams, who sells over 1,000 homes a year. Jeff and Marcy.
Said 700. Yeah, they were at 700 this year.
Hey, I'm giving them more. I think they're selling more than that. And then, of course,
like a salesperson, you're always bumping it up.
And then, of course, Brent Go, who is directly above Jeff Williams, and just a rock star. I mean, if a giver, huge giver, would give anything you ask for. Two of the best people to be partnered with, and we are partnered with them. So, hey, we just wanted to say thank you for sharing your time with us today. This is really enjoyable. So, and she can't yell at me through the screen. So.
I'm sure I could, but that wouldn't probably go over well.
Okay, you can't kick me under the table. So.
True, I can't reach you.
So hopefully I said all the right things. I don't know. But anyway, it's been a pleasure spending time with everyone. We enjoy sharing. We love talking about what's been successful for if I can speak. Everything's been successful for us except my speech impediment, I think. So what's been successful for us, and we want to share it with everyone else. And believe me, we didn't reinvent the wheel. Everything we've done, we followed someone else's examples. So we're willing to do the same and help anyone who is wanting to reach their goals. So talk to y'all, I guess, tomorrow. So peace out.